It's a long process, but the communities that want to help themselves will succeed. It's possible.
I have a lot to offer here.
There is a lot of capital in North Dakota that we can utilize at home.
Nobody wants to give up this way of life.
There's no overnight success stories.
People of the community have to get involved.
Ultimately, we'll be in a good position to develop our own products.
The advantage is that we're able to compete in terms of quality.
It's important to me to have this job.
So we think the future is here.
North Dakota, a state rich in traditions and values. Traditions like the family farm and rural carefree living. Values like a day's work for a day's pay, and loyalty to friends and neighbors. It sounds like a perfect place, yet everybody knows the problems facing the state. But some North Dakotans have different ideas about that negative outlook. Some North Dakotans aim to change today's future. An opportunity for economic success may develop from any idea. First, it may develop from within a community, outside a community, or even outside the state. The key is to be ready. From there, the ingredients of success almost always include patience, persistence, and cooperation, sprinkled with a little luck.
What you see out there today is a result of what we didn't have at the time we should have had it.
Mohall, home of one of the best small-town industrial parks in North Dakota. In the early 1970s, Mohall didn't have any place for a new business to locate. Community leaders needed help.
We had a problem for years, someone coming to town with an idea of maybe locating here, and they talked to the mayor, and he was probably out of town, and on down, and they'd get funneled by incorporating a development corporation and having land for sale, that we could do business almost immediately with anyone that came in.
So they went to the Souris Basin Regional Planning Council. There they got directions on how and where to get funding assistance. After 2 years of filling out forms and attending meetings, the community received a federal economic development grant of $123,000 to build an industrial park.
It's a tremendous advantage for the city to have an industrial park located here, because there again, as we said before, there's so many spill-offs from the businesses that are in the industrial park. So it's a definite asset all throughout the community.
The industrial park was ready to blossom. Then, in the late 70s, ag and energy went bust, crippling the state. Yet development continued in the industrial park. Today, 90% of the land has been sold by the city.
You got to be thinking positive all the time that tomorrow's going to be better, tomorrow's going to be better.
The people of the community have to get involved, and that includes some money for some bucks for risk, and we've done this with all the projects we've had.
There's no overnight success stories. It's a long time in coming to see each little improvement in the area.
Axel Manufacturing will be the newest tenant in the park. The plastic maker will build a plant in the spring of 1990. Axel is based on the West Coast, but it has financial roots in Mohall. Mohall native and Axel president Dick Fisher asked local residents to buy stock to help get the company started. They agreed, providing that if successful, Fisher would expand his operation in Mohall. Axel grew, and now Fisher is keeping his end of the agreement.
Hopefully it creates 10, 12, 15 new jobs within a short time, and are projecting within 3 years up to possibly 30 employees, people. It could have quite an effect on the city of Mohall.
The advantage is that we're able to compete in terms of quality with our quality workforce, and we're able to compete on the cost basis because jobs are just tougher to find here.
A new business will mean new jobs, and that's creating a lot of excitement on Main Street.
Anytime you have more employment in town, it brings in more people. Hopefully that would add to the school population, which in turn, of course, brings in money from the state.
Probably a bigger contribution to the community is if we can establish one manufacturing company with the success of the industrial park, then we have a much better chance to attract other industries.
For the last couple of years, we've been talking how, hey, let's not let Mohall die. We're working to overcome that downbeat feeling that too many small towns have. And Axel is just that step to say, hey, people, see, we're doing it. There's a chance. Now, keep your eyes and ears open.
For Mohall, patience and persistence, along with a little luck from a hometown boy, is starting to pay off. A long-term investment in an industrial park will strike a possible gold mine when Axel Manufacturing breaks ground. In Killdeer, another hometown boy is also making headlines by starting a business that's creating new jobs and new attitudes.
In the other little towns around the area, they're having a great deal of difficulty. This has given a lot of people here. We have 21 people right now, besides management, working here that would not probably be working anywhere in the area.
It's a growing business, and it's giving people work, and the community keeps growing, and where most of these small towns are dying out. Whereas this will help out people and will bring in people from all over, helps the surrounding areas.
They're talking about Killdeer Mountain Manufacturing, the newest business in Killdeer. They make electronic circuit cards for aviation. Don Hedger is the man behind the business. Hedger came back to Killdeer after working 19 years in Arizona. When oil and ag went bad, it was either try this or leave the state again. Hedger says component manufacturing is the key. Instead of developing a product from start to finish, his business does one segment of an entire process.
It provides an opportunity for a company like ours to begin doing the work without having to design the products that are being manufactured. Our business is to go to companies that have already designed the products and offload the manufacturing of those products. Ultimately, we'll be in a good position to develop our own products, and at that point we will have brought in the top-to-bottom industry into the state, and it provides a step-by-step means for the state to get into a high-tech area with a rather limited risk.
Attitude and cooperation figure into this success story. Without the city's support, Killdeer Mountain Manufacturing probably wouldn't survive.
The city has to get involved in area development, economical development within the cities. There are opportunities out there, and the city has to get behind these people and let them know that they are there and that they will help.
Sure, we have people that really are afraid of the future, but I also think we have a core of people here that feel good about where we're at and where we're headed in this community.
It takes its toll, really, on the people that put their shoulder to the wheel. But then when these people can step back and see the fruits of what they've done, it isn't long they look and say, hey, we can try something else.
So they did. The success of Killdeer Mountain Manufacturing has spawned new attitudes, which has resulted in a new nursing home, a new swimming pool, and other projects.
The successful project really gave a lot of confidence to our community to try other things.
Killdeer is a city that is going ahead in progress. We're looking for things to accomplish, and we want to keep Main Street to be attractive and people to come into our community and shop.
Other communities can do the same thing we are doing, but they have to develop some local leadership. And again, I feel strongly that it has to be younger leadership. We have to get the younger people that are staying in the communities to lead, become leaders.
Between the manufacturing plant and the nursing home, $500,000 annually in new money is coming to the community of 850 people.
In terms of the state operation, the new money coming into the state, of course, is the most desirable. In terms of our little community, we need economic base to be able to expand in terms of other economic development.
It has given some job opportunities to married couples, single people that have been able to stay in the Killdeer community and get a job. It's has supplemented some families with having be able to get 2 paychecks and to be able to make a nice living in Killdeer and being able to stay here.
Just down the road from Killdeer, in Dunn Center, the C&I jerky plant is finding a new enterprise can be a great struggle.
I have spent a lot of time in this business. This is my 3rd year, and we are holding our own except for the fact that as of yet I am not able to get any wages. Hopefully that will change in the coming year.
Nodland just wanted to earn a little extra cash to supplement the farm income. Beef jerky was her specialty, so she found a partner and got a government startup loan. She knew up front success wouldn't come overnight. And after a lot of struggling, the hope of making a profit still exists.
I guess that's the way it is when you're in business. You have good days and bad days, depending upon what's taking place at that time.
A major hurdle has been finding a new partner. Nodland's first partner sold out. And yet, through it all, Nodland believes the business will soon turn a profit and start moving in the right direction. The mystery piece to the puzzle of success is luck. Do you have to be lucky to be successful? Or do you have to be successful to be lucky? Maybe it's a little of both. Or maybe it depends upon how it's looked at. This story starts during the summer drought of 1988. Hal Rosenbluth, CEO of Rosenbluth Travel Agency in Philadelphia, wants to help. So he opens a shop in Linton.
I really didn't know what to expect. I'm kind of staggered, I guess, each time somebody relates to me what's been happening economically to Linton and the area. I'm also kind of staggered as to the benefits that it's had for Rosenbluth Travel as well. It's really a belief that we now have that if you blend rural and corporate America together, America can be a much more competitive nation in a global marketplace.
Rosenbluth planned to stay in Linton 3 months, but the work ethics of his newest employees changed his mind. Rosenbluth calls it a back-to-the-future story.
What we find in North Dakota are some real turn-back values and principles of life, honesty, integrity, work ethic. These are things that are unfortunately beginning to wane in some other parts of the country.
The community feels good about itself, I think, because we were lucky. I mean, we were when Rosenbluth located here, but I think we also feel good and we have pride because they stayed here, and I think it's because of us. It's because of what we've done, and they chose to stay.
For the most part, the work consists of computer data entry. Most information is shipped over the telephone. With a payroll of nearly 40 employees, Linton sees roughly $25,000 a month in new money.
I don't know how you'd put it into words to really tell him, to explain to him how it, even now, even after he talks to a bunch of people, I don't think he realizes what it meant, 40 jobs or whatever meant to this part of the country. I don't think he realizes it.
What's happening is we've raised the awareness that these things can work for North Dakota. And whether we employ 5 people, 10 people, 40 people, or 100 people, one thing feeds on another, and eventually your community grows stronger and stronger economically. You bring younger people back into North Dakota.
Lyer says the Rosenbluth situation fell into the lap of Linton's Industrial Corporation. And since then, the LIDC has intensified its mission.
Our development corporation has some very strong active members, especially some of the officers. And we went to work and we worked with Rosenbluth and asked them what we could do for them, how we could help them, how we could get some lease lined up on some building. What are some of the things they'd like to do with the phone company?
The best spokesman for the LIDC is Rosenbluth himself. He's brought other corporate giants to Linton to show the success.
There's nothing not to like. Everything that corporations, I think, are looking for, should look for in the future, is right here. But at first, yeah, people, I think, are kind of skeptical when they mentioned that their future probably is in North Dakota.
If someone walks into our industrial park and says, hey, I want to build this big plant, can you handle it? We need to be realistic with them. We need to not promise or give away the farm just to hope they locate here, and when they come here, we can't match their needs. We need to be honest with these people and say, this is what we have now, and we're able to upgrade our system to provide this much capacity for you.
If you can't, don't tell them you can do it. And I think that's what's really terrific about the people here. They don't say they can do something when they can't.
If we capitalize at this time on a new technology, which is telecommunications, data networking, we can really grow from it. But we're going to have to jump on not so much the bandwagon. We're going to have to not be followers, we're going to have to be leaders.
We know that we have resources here in our people, and that maybe other businesses can be started to provide jobs for these people that's not so ag dependent.
The success of the venture has brought with it new attitudes in Linton.
There are a few other dealings in the making right now of different businesses trying to get started in town here, and I think that's a direct result of Hal Rosenbluth and his company coming into our area, because now they realize that there's a chance that a business can be successful in a small town with telecommunications and everything else that's available to us today through technology.
Rosenbluth figures the Linton operation will double within the next year. Two keys hinge on that growth: fiber optics, which is already planned, and an educated workforce.
In fact, one of the things that we're looking at today is, are there a number of people graduating from colleges and universities in North Dakota that will be having programming degrees, because we would like to start to do some programming for our operation out here.
The opportunity of Rosenbluth coming to Linton was lucky for the community. But ever since that first day of business, the community has worked hard to seize the chance to build upon its newfound fortune. So a heartbeat can be found in North Dakota. The ingredients to success: cooperation. A team concept in project building is a must. Strength in numbers means a strong force of local and community leaders working together. Patience. Successes often are measured in a number of small steps rather than one large step. Persistence. It can come in the form of strong local leadership. It can also come in the form of hard work. And luck. As proved in Linton, a little luck helps build the foundation of success. The bottom line is to be ready to move ahead when an opportunity presents itself. To put it all together, North Dakota's future may be in data processing. It may be in making electronic circuit cards. It may be in something totally different. But one thing's for sure: tomorrow's future begins today.